Our Parsha of the week, Vayetze, and Jacob goes out. He leaves the land of Canaan and he sets off for Haran, the birthplace of his forebears, in order to find a wife to continue with the patriarchate. And he does so because he listens to his parents. They send him there and he goes. And he leaves Beersheba in the south of the land of Canaan, in order to traverse the country, in order to get to Haran in Mesopotamia. It's a long journey, but he does it. And he does it thinking of the future, thinking of what is happening ahead. And he loses consciousness of time, and all of a sudden the sun sets and he is nowhere near a living place, he's nowhere near a city, nowhere near a town. He is in the countryside, in the dark. And of course, what can he do? He cannot carry on. And we are told, all of a sudden, he alights upon a place, Vayivka bamakom, on a place. And he has to sleep. And what can he lie on? He has to have a pillow, but he doesn't have pillows. And so he takes of the stones of the place, and he takes one of the stones, and it becomes his pillow, and he falls asleep. And there he has that wonderful dream, the dream of the ladder, the dream of the progression to heaven, the dream from earth to heaven, the going up in spirituality, which is his life, and he dreams about it. What a wonderful dream. And he wakes up and he says, my goodness, this place is a holy place and I didn't know it. And so what does he do? He says it's the house of God. And he takes the stone upon which he was lying and he pours a little oil on that stone. He dedicates it. He makes it a pillar. And he says, this is a pillar of the house of God. What is this all about? What is happening here? Well, Vayivga bamakom. Our sages tell us the word makom is the omnipresent. Makom is a place, but it's a place where divinity is omnipresent. And divinity is omnipresent where we recognize it. If we sense the omnipresence in our present place, we will feel the presence of God. And we will feel it in the manifestation of the Shekhinah, the divine, in living of God. And this is what happens to him. He senses it before he goes to sleep, and that is why he has that wonderful dream. The dream of the ascent to heaven. The dream of the ascent to the Anochi, which we were talking about in a previous Parsha. This is what is happening now. His life is being fulfilled. And what about the stone, which he dedicates and he makes a pillar? And here again, we go to the Zohar, and the Zohar tells us what happens to the stone of a Bet El of the house of God. This particular stone becomes the spur of the universe, the center of the universe. And where is that center of the universe, the spur? We have all heard of the dome of the rock in Jerusalem. We've all heard of it. The dome of the rock. There is a dome. There is at the present moment. There happens to be a sacred building. And in that dome there is a rock, the rock upon which the ark was placed during the days of the temple. And that ark and the stone are centered on a spur which comes out of the ground. That spur is the pillar, the pillow on which Jacob was lying in his dream. The ascent to heaven, which is fulfilled for universal acceptance as the center of the universe, the center of the temple in Jerusalem. Here his dream, which is wanted by Yaakov, is fulfilled by his descendants.